It's Madden NFL 24, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots, and it's coming up next.
Autumn has come to New England. No place like it on earth this time of year. We are at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the New England Patriots. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis back with you. And Charles, for years, a trip to Foxborough quite often led to a loss for opposing teams. But the Patriots have been, in essence, a 500 team since the departure of TB12 3 years ago.
And things have switched because they are a defense-led team, and that's what's kept them in most games. Their key, can they get more explosive on offense and truly establish who their QB1 is?
And then for the visiting Saints, most people might not realize this. You talk about defenses against the pass last year. The Eagles Super Bowl team, they were number 1, but coming in at number 2, these New Orleans Saints.
Remember, they're led by a defensive-minded head coach, and he plans really well on that side of the ball. Want to see if they can continue that and find some firepower moving the ball on offense.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center. After 9 seasons as a Raider, Derek Carr is the guy.
It's going to take some time to adjust to seeing Carr running out in a new uniform instead of black and silver. It's black and gold. 35,000 yards and over 200 touchdowns with the Raiders. The Saints more than willing to let him air it out all game long to a talented group of pass catchers in the Big Easy.
In his 7th season now, here's Alvin Kamara. Oh, what a move. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
A quality run by Kamara, who's the same dependable and often spectacular back the Saints drafted in 2017. Another season of nearly 900 yards rushing and 500 receiving yards.
Play action. Now it's Carr. There's Chris Olave. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 more yards there and another first down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
From the gun, it's Carr. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. Touchdown, New Orleans! A great play there. 33 yards. And the Saints post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Patriots offense set to go to work with Mac Jones at quarterback in his third season now out of Alabama.
And his task in this situation is making sure that his team knows that there's a sense of urgency, yet somehow still stays calm. Because your natural impulse, your first possession is not until the second quarter, is you got to attack right away. Throw something big at them right away. Yeah, you got to move the ball, but maybe be a little bit careful in doing so.
Now Jones. Checking this down to Stevenson. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This is 2nd and 8. Throwing Jones. He finds Douglas complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, y'all. That's what it is. That's what it is, baby. It's showtime, baby. Let's go.
2 yards still to go. Third down now. Looking to throw. Jones. That is caught. And he will have a Patriots first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the one touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Well, that's the kind of play that was lacking all the way through the first half. Maybe this can give them a little bit of a spark, because they're not out of this game by any stretch.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. Second down, 8 yards to go. To throw is Jones. That's to the sideline and incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both, because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Here's Jones. Hunter Henry brings it in. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Here it is, 4th and inches. They'll run for it. It's Stevenson. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Now Jones. Going deep here for Parker. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they know anything less than a touchdown here at this late stage is going to be no good. They were going for it all right there, but it was just too hard to adjust to that one in the air, and it winds up incomplete.
A little less than 40 seconds remaining. Here comes 2nd and 10. Jones. That gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards on first down. Four quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So it's the Saints who are going to be in position to get the ball first as we are back underway and set for overtime. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. From the 23, here's 2nd down and 5. Kamara up the middle. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. Throwing his Carr. He's got his target. It's Olave. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Now this throw caught left side, and he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Now Carr. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Carr to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And it's off the left upright. Oh my goodness, heartache. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT.
And now that changes things in a big way because you're forced to try a long field goal to hopefully get something out of that opening drive in overtime, and it's unsuccessful. And now on the other sideline, maybe you just need a couple of 1st downs, get your own kicker set up with a chance to win this game.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now it's Jones' turn in overtime. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jones. That throw right side here going to be incomplete. 1 overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. The Patriots send out their punter. And in double overtime, this needs to be a good one. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Here's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Lawrence Guy able to get in there and drop him for a loss. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Carr. It's complete. Kamara. And he will get a good amount of yardage back on 2nd down, but the clock still runs. Third and 9 here. Now Carr. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Here comes the Saints punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And it's fielded at the 34. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And the Patriots take over. New England trying to get a place on offense. Well, this is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get into overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line then. Now you've seen what a defense is thrown at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Stevenson gets it again on 2nd down. And maybe a little over-pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So it all rides now on the foot of the kicker, Chad Ryland. This to win it in overtime. And the Saints signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here in OT. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from 42 yards out. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end. but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate.